Have you got your towel? You're sitting comfortably? Then I shall begin. Welcome to Excelsior's Domain, the future of the past. It's my new tagline. You may have noticed it come up on my logo recently. If you've never been here before, welcome. I thought I would give you a sort of an overview of this channel because I know it's not going to be immediately obvious what it's all about. A lot of YouTube channels are very, very focused on exactly what they want to be in life. Mine has been going for so long that it's been very sort of general. With a view to trying to get monetized, I've decided to try and focus in on a few things, but I find that I am a generalist. So I'm not going to do videos just about Eagle Moss Star Trek collectibles, but I have done quite a few videos about them. I'm not going to do just videos about Babylon 5, but I have done quite a few of those as well. The common theme here is the future that was demonstrated in the past by people far more talented than myself, of course. But anyway, so this channel, I think, can be summed up by nostalgia, because that is what I'm going to explore. And the nostalgia for me personally has a lot to do with science fiction and fantasy generally. Hence Star Trek, hence Babylon 5, hence a whole range of things like comics, like graphic novels, Transformers, Batman, Superman, Stormwatch. You know, things that you may not have actually heard of before, because I am going to explore things from the past, and this for me is best typified by things like this. This book is the first in a series by a gentleman called Nicholas Fisk. I think he's passed away now, and this is the sort of book that I grew up on, and it's science fiction aimed at kids, written intelligently. So as you can see, you know, it's quite sort of word dense. Published by Night Books back in the day, although I think they probably got taken over by somebody else. But also included some rather nice illustrations. So here you've got a little sort of visual clue as to what their spaceship looked like, and it was just a bunch of kids trying to find their parents in space. But that for me was one of those sort of really early childhood books that was idea forming for me. I grew up in an era where Star Trek was the original Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica was the original Battlestar Galactica. You know, so I'm an OG sort of guy when it comes to this stuff. But it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the newer stuff as well, because I do, when I have time to catch up on it. So what I'm going to try and do in this channel is just bring you a little bit about, you know, the stuff that I remember personally, that I am particularly fond of, and which, you know, I can now, with a little bit more money behind me, sort of investigate in a little bit more detail than perhaps I could at the time when I was first watching it. So if that means getting toys, it means getting toys. If it means getting books that I never had before, I will hunt them down on eBay and find them. But I do not have infinite cash. This is where you come in. I'm going to put Amazon associate links against some of my videos, so if you'd care to help out, you could use those links to buy stuff and support the channel. But very importantly, to actually not need to do that at all, I could get monetized again, but that requires you to do some watching and subscribing and liking. All the stuff you see, every single video on YouTube, ask you to do all the time, I'm asking you to do verbally here, and I may start doing it a little bit more obviously in some of my other videos as well, but you know, I don't want to ram it down your throat. This is me doing things in my own special little way, and if I can get a bit more money in to do it, then obviously I can show you more stuff, and I can improve this rather sort of hodgepodge setup that I use to record my videos, and hopefully the quality of them will then increase. So you can subscribe down the bottom here. There's a new little clicky thing here. You can subscribe using that, and then there are likes and bell buttons and all that sort of good things. You get notifications about when I got new videos up, and I am going to try and keep on sort of keeping them going, just that there's new content for you to have a look at on a fairly regular basis. But the idea behind the tagline is fundamentally looking back at things that we're looking at the future, but a couple of decades ago now, probably, give or take. Because I think it's really interesting to see how those predictions have come true or not. So, Jerry Anderson's Space 1999, classic example. That was filmed, and it only gave itself sort of 20 years at the time when it came out to try and fulfill that vision of a future with spaceships and a moon base. And we're only just creeping towards having a moon base now in 2023. And even then, it seems like a long way off at the moment. So, Sequest DSV, set in 2018. We're now 5 years past that at the time of recording. So all these things, we're set in the future, in the past, but actually now we're beyond that future that they were actually predicting, and it's quite interesting to now sort of sit and think that actually the stuff that we thought was science fiction back then either has or hasn't happened, but we can see some of the influences starting to come through now. So in Star Trek Next Generation, lots and lots of touchpads, and of course that happened quite a few years back now. And now we've got tiny little communicators in our hands that can go from one part of the world to another really easily. So, certain things are starting to kick in now. And I just find it really, really fascinating that even, sort of years and years back, we were starting to see that sort of idea start to shine through. So, if you're seeing this video, it's probably because you're new to the channel, because this is what I've posted as my not currently subscribed video on the channel itself. If you are already subscribed to the channel, hello again. And what I'd like you to do is to sort of, tell me in comments what you'd like to see. Because if I don't know what you'd like to see, you won't want to watch it. And I want you to watch it. So let's try and help each other out on that front. Okay. So that's the deal. It's very simple. So if I can grow the channel a little bit more now, then great. And as I say, I will start to do a few more things, and I'll try and explain how I'm going to try and improve the equipment and all that sort of good stuff. Because I'm only doing this in like the smallest room in my house. It's not like I can have a big dedicated room, but it may be that I will take over a different room or set myself up differently so I can have a bit more space. And maybe we can explore doing some other things. But it's only going to happen if I can kind of justify to myself the cost of doing it and the time of doing it. So, let's just see where we end up, shall we? And so thanks for tuning in, and let's see if I can actually delve a little bit deeper into the past with you. Cheers for now.